F Shack. Look, Dirty Mike and the boys.
Hey, are you Dirty Mike and the boys? How you know who we are?
What's this called, the podcast?
Morning Good.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, by the way, shout out to Tim's Great Red Box.
Welcome to Morning Good.
And we're here with Espi Rivadeneira.
Hi.
And we're here with Dan Frank.
Hey, guys.
Perfect. All right, we're all here. And Espi showed up an hour late. And no, I would say
And I invited her, too. I feel so bad.
you like it was
She's soiling my reputation.
I'm a POC, technically, so you should expect it.
to be late.
You just try to be politically correct.
But say
I'm a POC. We're late as fuck. I'm a BIPOC.
that's a very defense. You're like, no, we're allowed to fit our stereotypes. That's how it works.
Yeah.
I'm Hispanic.
Well, the fun, you're Argentinian, right?
Yeah.
I was telling him, I was walking down the street last night, and I literally heard a guy go, he goes, Argentinians, just remember, we're always an hour late to everything. Everything's an hour late.
Argentinian people specifically.
Yeah. But it was like he was like making sure people know the stereotypes are prepared. I'm like,
Yeah.
But if it's an hour, so I understand in your case because you were trying to get here on time.
Yeah.
But if the agreement is to be an hour late to everything, then just change the hour.
They're like that, though. When I went down there, everything was like an hour, and then they would tell us, like, oh, this shop opens at 12, and then they were like, but don't go 12, go 1. And I was like, dude, that's crazy.
Well, then just say go on. Yeah. It doesn't make sense to be like,
I don't know why.
it's like a fake time.
And are you half Argentine? Yeah, so that makes sense because you were a half hour late.
Because
Wait,
I
that
did
was
say,
science.
I was
Yeah.
like, could I
Right.
come at 3:30 and then...
No, it's totally. You're no, it's fine.
Has anyone been later than me?
Yeah, people don't show up, which is just as late as possible.
Oh my God.
So wait,
People are
is
like
it
7 episodes late, so yeah.
Is it just you then?
No, yeah. Well, the worst thing is when people they'll go, we'll start the episode, and then you'll come in. They'll be like, you're late. It's like people that'll be like, we're 30 minutes late, but start without me. It never works because it's not like that works on like radio for some reason when they're like, so and so's in the studio, but like for podcasting, it doesn't work because you're
It's
like,
probably awkward.
yeah. Well, you're like. Buzz him in. You're like the buzz isn't working. My favorite is you guys know Johnny Salami?
No.
You've talked about him.
Oh, he's so funny. But he got stuck between the doors because there's one door that opens up and lets you in, and there's like another door that buzzes. And he was getting so pissed. He's like, dude, I unlocked one door, and then I pressed the button again because he pressed a new button and waited there. But it's like, no, they both buzz at the same time. You open one, and then you open the next, and then you go in. But
you can't just buzz people in.
No, so my girlfriend has the app. I don't have the app, and I can't.
I think I
the app.
accidentally buzzed your girlfriend.
Well, we live in the same place, so it's not a problem.
Oh.
Yeah.
But Michael Good. It just tapped.
There was a
thing.
5D, and I was like, it was a girl's name, and then I was like, wait.
Yeah, play Angelina.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's her. Yeah.
Yeah,
Some
you
lady.
did it.
Yeah.
Some lady lives here.
But and then you have to fill people in. They're like, "What were you talking about?" And then you're like, "Well, we were talking about this, and that."
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
But
I'm sweaty.
Yeah, it's okay. You're here.
I don't think it's okay. I'm furious.
You're so
I'm deleting
warm.
this episode.
Dude, I've been giving off a lot of heat lately. Like all the time. Everybody, they'll like, that hugs me or whatever, they're like, you're really warm. But I think maybe it's because I've been working out a lot. I don't
Are they
know.
used to you being cold?
Yeah, actually, because I put on 7 pounds.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
So now you're warm.
I guess.
Okay, that makes sense.
Does that make sense? I don't know.
Yeah.
Unless
As somebody who's
yeah.
I gain and lose weight, you definitely get sweatier if you're fatter. But you're
Damn.
Hey, I'm warm because I'm hairy. Like I'm all hairy.
I'm gonna be
all
anorexic
over.
again.
Well, no.
Michael.
That-
start losing a ton of
what
weight.
I'm saysaying is like the more weight
And
you have in
later on.
general.
Let me
the-
go throw up in the
Yeah.
bathroom. real quick.
That's not what I'm saying. Yeah.
Damn.
But it's like because you're moving, you're using more energy. If that makes sense. That's not.
You keep trying.
You're so far
And
from being
dig-
fat.
Oh man.
Yeah. That's like when somebody tries to defend they're not racist. It's it's an impossible task. Nobody has ever finished a sentence looking less racist than they started it.
I get so sweaty in the summer just from being hairy all
Oh, there's, I guess so sweaty. I'm defending myself of being racist.
Oh yeah, you are hairy.
Yeah, check it out.
And then his back is very hairy.
Nice. I was always told if you eat egg, it puts hair on your chest.
I get a lot of hair on my toes, which is gross.
Yeah.
Because I'm Italian too.
That sounds like a Florida legend.
Egg.
You get
Yeah.
yoked.
Yeah.
I just learned what yoked means.
Like
Have you heard
rips?
Yeah. It's from eating egg yolks, right?
All right, I guess I'm uncultured.
Is it? I don't think it is. It's spelled different.
Is it really?
It's like Yoked.
Dude, I just went on so long explaining it to him before
he
this.
gave
I was
me
like,
a whole urban legend.
So did you
Yeah.
lie to Dan Frank?
I did. Yeah.
Are you gonna beat the shit out of him now?
Yeah,
She
no, 'cause
probably
I-
could.
Yeah.
I'm pretty scrappy
Yeah. You're scrappy and
You've been in
warm.
fights
And
too,
warm.
right? That's awesome.
He'll be like, oh, she's so warm. Oh, I'm melting.
because of her fat.
You're not fat,
You're not
Espi.
fat at all.
Michael, what did you do?
I just start crying during the fight.
I just saw.
Like,
oh my
cut it.
god, the internet's terrible. I just saw like I follow some influencers. I don't follow them because
Okay.
what?
We open Dan Frank's like phone in the background, just followers.
chests.
Yeah.
All chess. Well, I stopped following them because I realized I just wanted to sleep with them, and it's not going to happen. 'Cause
Damn.
they're-
Oh, so you're
Well,
just...
what if it could?
I mean, I keep messaging them, but
Oh, really?
my God.
like, hey, I'm going to be in Nashville, and they're like, oh, thanks, I'm good with my 300,000 followers, but
Damn.
Yeah, that's crazy. They can kind of just go through and they're like, because like in their mind, it's like they probably just go through their people following them. They're like, eh, fuck this person, fuck that person. Yeah.
Yeah, they sit on like a king on their throne, just
Yeah.
like, look at my subjects.
Yeah.
My following's getting good.
Yeah.
And then people, but I don't know because I'm scared of creepy guys. But then I'll get DMs from people. Like someone was like, oh, are you performing Sunday? I just wanted to get a ticket. And I'm like, are you going to murder me? Like, I don't know what to
Yeah.
do.
That sucks. The funny is, I see that at the pair a lot, where like a girl will be like, yeah, I barked in this guy, but and she's like middle-aged guy. He's like, yeah, I'm here to see Espi. And we're like, all right, well, that's an extra audience member, but somebody keep an eye
I
on
don't
that guy.
if someone's mad creepy, I'm like, no, you can fuck off. I have no
Yeah.
problem telling people off. There have been girls that like struggle with that, and they're like,
Yeah.
and
No,
then
I get it. Yeah. Like I recently a guy who was kind of creepy to me like apologized to me over Instagram.
oh, really?
Yeah, it was kind of a good redeeming moment.
That's nice.
You know, yeah.
And then he hits you with the creepiness
Yeah.
again.
Yeah. Well, it could be post. It could be like post not clarity. Like maybe he like jerked off and he's like, all right, that was weird that I was like that. And then now he's like back to reality. But then like a month later, he's like, nah, maybe I was right about being
He was
creepy.
like, sorry, I was saving my semen for months.
Yeah.
Now I'm
Oh my
good though.
God. I've had people apologize, but I think it's because I go off. I go ballistic sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't think that's normal.
I had to ignore it. He just messaged me over and over, and I had to ignore. And he finally got that I was ignoring him. It took a lot of ignoring, though.
Yeah, that is always crazy when you see the people in the chain of text messages and you're like, after like 3, you got to be like, there's no way this person can be like,
It says seen, and
Yeah, yeah.
like I'm clearly. Yeah.
that'd be funny to be
That's
like,
hilarious that you open it because sometimes I just ignore it and then I'll block
Yeah.
if they keep going.
yeah. Well, because it's like, it's crazy too to be like, do you think they're like this 5th message, then they'll realize I really want. That'd be funny if the person turned around, they're like, actually, I didn't think you're really that interested, but after the 5th, hey,
Yeah.
I was like, now I know you really want this relationship.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't
like-
get why they think that ever works.
That's all Scruff and Grinder are. I don't know about the other gay apps that are out there.
So
like,
maybe with that, the mindset is like, maybe if I keep messaging, eventually he'll be horny enough to
yeah,
fuck me.
it's like direct marketing.
Yeah, which I think is
You
no
keep calling.
with women does not work at all.
no, that makes it way worse.
Yeah,
I feel
Did
like if
catch him on
someone
a horny day?
ignores me, then I'm more interested, which is crazy.
Yeah, but
Like,
I
if
think
I-
that's a female thing because I don't think guys. I can't speak for straight or gay guys, but I think for straight guys, it's like I'm the opposite. It's like if somebody like would message me a bunch and like I didn't look down as much, being like, oh, they're really interested. Like I was more attracted to somebody who's like interested than
Really?
somebody who's not. Yeah,
Damn,
Hard to
if
get-
somebody like hits me up a couple times, I'm like, I will kill you.
really,
I'm like, don't just leave me alone. I'm like
Put that in
impossible.
writing.
And then I get sad. I'm like, why does no one want to date me? And I'm just vicious to people.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, nobody want. And then I'm like, if somebody
Yeah.
talks to me, I'll murder them.
It's a great
Well,
cycle.
you have weapons.
Yeah.
I could say it, right? You got a
Yeah.
taser. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got what's the legality? Aren't you technically not allowed to have a taser in New York?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
But
That's-
I need
I
it.
don't know.
It seems like they don't want women to defend themselves in New York City. They're like, no pepper spray, no
I
tasers.
don't know if that changed.
My dad gave me pepper spray.
Okay.
Anytime he comes here to the city, he has his pepper spray. Like he's like ready. Just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And like he'll give it to me. I'm like, fine, I'll take it. And then I put it in my bag, and then we'll go somewhere where they check bags. I'm like, Dad, like it's in my bag. He's like, you're not holding it?
Yeah.
Like there's the difference in thinking. Like, oh
I know,
shit,
I always
what do I
have it.
do?
Like when I'm walking around, I just have it in my hand. People think that's
Yeah.
crazy, but I'm like, that's when they get you.
Yeah.
They don't have
What are you
because
gonna
people
ruffle
are like,
through your purse?
like, hang on, sir.
I like that logic though with a gun. Some guy who just always has a gun in his head. He's like, well, what am I gonna reach in my pocket for it? Yeah.
You never know. It's
I don't think I could have a gun because I have like when I get angry. I don't know if you've seen me mad.
yes.
Dan, you
I've
have.
seen you mad many, like more than.
I'm more
half the
chill
time.
now. More damn. Damn.
I've seen you like
No. I've seen the like not mad side of you, of
That's
course. Yeah.
I've seen you mad in like the sense that you're like, oh, that bullshit.
My
but
scream.
I've never seen you get fully mad. But you think if you had a gun, you just shoot people?
I think I would. Yeah.
It'd be hard not to pull it. Like when somebody's like really talking shit.
Well, I sometimes I like black out with anger. Like I've gotten way better.
That seems healthy.
Everyone's like, I'm
Yeah, to lose
Angry?
control of your thoughts,
Yeah.
and emotions.
But I was on the train. This was like a month ago, and I was really tired. And then this dude comes in, and there's like these two girls sitting next to me. And he's like staring at them like creepy, and I'm just like, and then he starts doing it to me, and I'm like, I'm like, is there a fucking problem?
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm just looking. I was like, okay, then look somewhere else. And he's like, no, I can look where I want. And I was like, no, you can't. Like,
See,
I'm
that's
telling
where
you.
it gets bad because I understand staring at people. Like if you see an attractive person, like you look at them, and you're like, oh, that person's attractive. Like you glance at them, but then to be like, I'm just looking. Like that's
Dude,
Yeah.
so he kept doing
look
it.
at
Yeah. I'm
He
allowed to
was
look.
so
I can stare at you.
obnoxious.
Yeah.
So then I was like, I'm gonna switch cars because it was late at night, and then I don't know what. This is where like when I get angry, I feel like I don't even had control of myself. I just pulled my mace on him, and I was like, look away. I was like, he was like, no, these are. He was still pushing back. Like these are my eyes. I was like, I'm gonna fuck up your eyes if you don't look
Dang.
away. And then he just like shot down.
And imagine that was a gun.
Yeah.
That's what I mean, dude, because I
Yeah.
lost my mind. And then I was
Yeah.
just thinking, like, after, I was like, if he hadn't looked away and I maced him, I could have gone to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
that
I
could've
was like,
sketchy.
damn. And this one girl came over after because he left. She was like, good for you. But I was like, dude, I think I went a little crazy. I was
Oh,
like
yeah.
losing my mind.
Don't.
Yeah.
I just gotta check something real quick. But yeah, I don't know. I think if I don't think I would actually use it, but I don't know. Just the idea of like, I don't know. There's a lot of scenarios where I feel like I'm like Batman almost. That sounds insane.
What?
But like,
I feel just
He
dark
has
and
a suit
mysterious.
and he like
Yeah,
pulls it
yeah,
out.
yeah.
I just feel like I'm rich and really good at karate.
well, I'll see like a couple, and then like sometimes you don't know the dynamic, and you're like, do I have to be a hero today? Which the answer is no, always. But like you'll see, I was at a bar at college one time. This girl's like getting choked by this guy, and I was like, "Is your problem here?" And she's like, "No, we just like choked." She's like, "Get the fuck out of here!" And I was like, "My bad."
You're like, hey, you're kink shaming, actually,
Yeah.
Michael. You're the anti-hero.
That's good because my brother one time, this girl got date raped, and then he was at a bar with two of his like lady friends, and then he went over. He's like a big guy, and he was like, "Do you know her?" Because they were like, he was like dragging out this girl, and he got really weird and was
That
like,
is
"No,
insane.
no." And then they took her, and he drove her home. And
Yeah,
she
yeah.
was like waking up in the car, and my brother was like, "It looks so bad."
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because he
Now
was
he's
like,
the one
now it
taking
seems
her.
like
It's
I'm
going.
kidnapped. And then he had to drop her off, but she was like out of it. He was like, I was just glad my two like girl friends were there. 'Cause
Oh,
they were
yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's fine. Like you don't, but she was so out of it still. She like threw up in the car and then just passed out.
Well, that's the craziest to me. Is like, who's gonna drug somebody and then just what bar is letting you just like drag a woman like out of the bar? You know what I
I
mean?
feel
You're
like
Yeah.
people like don't care.
Some
They-
bars,
people
yeah.
see stuff all the time and don't do
Don't
anything.
say anything.
Yeah. Well, that's where like the me being Batman thing comes in because there's a weird
Michael Goods.
there's a weird thing where it's like I'll see like a couple like the hard one is like when you're in public you see a woman like punching a guy and you're like, all right, is he
Yeah.
gonna swing on her? And if he swings on her, does that warrant me getting involved? Because
Yeah.
she like punched him in the face like 5 times. I'm not saying he should not punch her.
I know, but
it-
it's tough. I'm like, she shouldn't be hitting him either.
Yeah.
for sure. And I'm like, but me going in and being like, hey guys, it's like now they're both gonna fight me. You know what I mean? It's like I think they're both wrong, but I don't know if me stopping the fight would do anything. So I'm
Right.
like, it's like now it would just be both of them fighting me because apparently that's how that works most of the time. And it's yeah, I'll see some crazy things. It's like obviously you shouldn't hit a woman, but the crazy thing to me is the women who think that guys can't hit them. Like they'll hit a guy like 5 times in the face.
That's
Right,
wild.
yeah.
And
Because
I'm
I'm like, I get angry, I'll swing. So I'm
Yeah.
like, I feel that for everybody. Where I'm
But
like,
you're
if you're
tough, so you-
smacking somebody,
So you're not the kind of girl like where you're gonna be like, oh, no guy will ever hit me. Like I feel like you have an
No.
understanding. You're like, I'm preparing myself.
No, I've gotten hit, so I'm like,
Yeah.
That's why you
So
got
I'm
the
like-
mace ready.
Yeah. So when you hit somebody, you're assuming
I'm gonna get hit back.
exactly.
Yeah.
But you will see like women like hit a guy and they're like, there's no way this stranger at a bar. I'm like, you don't know that guy. That guy could be a total piece of shit.
Crazy. Yeah. I once was like on the subway and there was like me and 2 other people, and like a guy wasn't wearing a mask, and the lady was trying to get
Oh,
him
you
to wear a
told me
mask.
this.
It was so crazy because she was like, "Sir, here's a mask. Could you
Oh my
please?"
God.
And he was just like staring in the distance, and I was just like, "Lady, stop!
Yeah.
You don't know who he is. He could have a gun or something."
Yeah. No, I saw that one time too, and the guy started cursing at her, and she was like surprised.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you? This guy's homeless.
What?
He doesn't have shoes on.
I just want him to wear a mask.
Yeah. It's like he doesn't give him shoes first. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, give him money or so. He's like, a mask. What the fuck? Like, I'm homeless.
Yeah, he doesn't know there's a pandemic going
I saw
on.
some
You're
lady.
not following the subway rules,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah,
She was screaming at this guy on the side. He made a delivery, so he brought his bike with him on the sidewalk, and then he was like, she was like, "It's illegal to bike on the sidewalk."
my
And I was
God.
like, "Oh my god,
Please
lady,
stop.
shut up!"
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
annoying.
I do like I'll bike on a sidewalk occasion, but I know it's annoying. Like the only time I'll walk the bike on the sidewalk instead of riding it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've ridden it, dude.
hard
I think I'm
sometimes to
done. Did
not.
I? Were you there when I told you I nearly got hit by a bus?
That you got hit by a
No,
bus?
I nearly did.
No, I don't.
So like
don't
last
remember
week I
that.
was biking, and then I don't know why I was just like really zen, and I didn't look. It was a 2-way street, and I just didn't look.
That's
And
very
so then-
funny. Oh, sorry.
I
Good
was
job.
like, so then I'm like, oh, like literally, like life is so good, and this fucking bus is coming at me, and I was on the e-bike, and then there was this like construction, and there was tape like do not come, and I just
Yeah.
flew through it, and then all these dudes were just staring at me, and then I biked away. But the
That's
bus,
terrifying,
like,
that.
it was so scary that
Yeah.
I just canceled my city bike membership. I was like, I'm done.
Yeah. No.
After that, I was like, one wrong thing, like I just wasn't paying attention.
I like that God like woke you up though. He's like, oh, you want to relax and be like the second you're relaxing, he's just like, yeah, no, that's not gonna happen. I had one where I was really high and I was visiting my girlfriend was interning in LA somewhere, and we had the little bird scooters, you know, like they're
Oh, those things are crazy.
yeah, and I was just very high, and it was my most peaceful moment too, where I was like, the sun is setting, there's like wind in my hair, and I'm like, I can get used to Los Angeles. And then I almost hit a guy who's like this kind of like yoked, douchey.
Yoked?
He's
Yeah, I'm just realizing how much I use that word now. But he's like a yoked, like middle-aged dad kind of guy. He's got like sunglasses,
Yeah.
like you know, like the Under Armour. Like you tell he's kind of a douche because he's got like the
Yeah.
the Under Armour thing. And then he's like, he screams, he's like, these fucking scooters, I'm not gonna get hit again, or something like that.
Oh my God.
And he's squaring up with me. He's like, he was white, but he's like, I'll fucking kick your white ass. And I was like, it's weird for a white guy.
For a white guy to say that.
Yeah.
Maybe he was Jewish.
Maybe he
Yeah,
was
yeah,
like a white Puerto Rican or something.
Yeah. He's like, I've dated like Mexican guys who were like
Super white.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, there are white Mexicans. It's a weird thing because the president of Mexico is a white guy. Yeah. The
There's
craziest.
a lot of them.
Yeah. The craziest is the Mormons there. I watched a documentary about that. And
In
they're-
Mexico?
Yes, and
I've
they're-
talked on Scruff with some.
Yeah, and they're totally white, but they're like they have like a very thick accent. I can't nail it,
Damn.
but
I was so excited.
Oh,
but they were like, we are cousins of Mitt Romney. He's like our guy, and I'm like, this is crazy because Mormon white is like the whitest white.
that's so white.
So yeah, blonde.
Yeah.
No coffee, no nothing.
Damn, dude, that's crazy.
Crazy.
I
The
can't
hats
do
are funny too because they got like the 10-gallon. Like they look so like it wasn't like they were just white guys living in Mexico.
Yeah.
They're wearing like the leather cowboy vest and then like shoes with like spurs. Like,
Damn.
they look yeah.
Are you religious?
No, I was raised religious, but I'm not. Are you?
So no.
I just got into it.
You just
Oh,
got.
yeah,
I
we're both
did.
religious.
I love
yeah.
that you said that as if it's like collecting cards or something. Like, I just got into.
It is. Like
I
people
just found
get
the
into
Bible.
astrology or get into they find something, get into tarot, get into yoga.
Yeah. I'm definitely not
Not
like.
like getting into yoga.
No, I mean I'm religious too, but like some people do like can get into it
For
or
sure.
something
Yeah.
sometimes.
Get in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking
Get
about
in
it.
there, shimmy in. Hello, Jesus. Here's the girl.
Here's a girl.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it today because it's so you guys are both Christian.
I am, but
I don't know. I get confused about the different things.
Well, you should figure it out before you tell people you're into it.
I
different
feel like
things.
I'm Christian. So this is what I found a Quran on the street.
A
And I
what?
was like, the
Oh,
Quran.
Okay, it's not
Quran.
Christian, by the way.
when she,
It's not. And I'm like, oh, oops.
I found a Christian Quran.
Quran.
In New York.
But I think Gia
What are those
hates,
Hebrew Bibles?
I think
That'd
my
be the Torah,
rabbit
but yeah.
hates Islamic people because she took a bite out of it.
Oh, dang.
And then
that's
Or
what
maybe she just hates
indicates
the document itself. Maybe she's
Yeah.
like, I support the people, but not the.
It's
not the,
definitely not her wanting to eat paper.
Yeah.
It's got to have meaning.
But then I was going through a crisis last year. So then I started to, I was like, okay, I got to find God. So then I went to church. And then, but I didn't really like the guy. There was a visitor the first week who was awesome. And it felt like it was like what I needed to hear. And I was like,
Yeah.
damn. And so then I got the Bible, but I read the Bible every day.
Oh, cool.
Really?
Yeah. Michael goes like, get
Wow.
out of my
No,
house.
We worship Satan.
I'm just-
He
I'm
was
just-
like, okay.
No. I have really weird things where I disagree with like the Bible a lot, but I also think there's like really good values in
Yeah.
it. This is not typical morning
Well,
good
also,
podcast, but
the Bible disagrees with itself a lot of the time too. Like it's all these different books.
The Old
Like,
Testament. I'm reading the New Testament.
oh, cool.
it's a better test.
Are you going from first to like? Are you going like from
I'm
the
going
beginning
straight
to the
through.
end? Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would start with the hits.
Really? Why?
Sermon on the Mount.
I wanted to start with the Old
and-
Testament, but Jay was like,
I
start
don't
with
know.
the
It's
new
like
one.
it's like starting with like you watch a comedian's really good special or something, and then you see their crappier stuff because you're like into them.
Yeah, but
Then,
you wouldn't
you
start
know-
with the crappier stuff. Or and it's like a deep cut of a band. It's like the band had like a
Yeah.
The Old Testament's like the crazy like grunge or like metal
it
album.
seems like
Yeah.
tough. But what I've heard from the Old Testament, I'm like, oh my
There's some
god.
good things in the Old Testament. There's like
Yeah.
the reign of King David. There's like Moses and the Israelites, and
I like the rock throwing stuff.
What's that?
No, I'm just kidding.
where they stone people.
Yeah.
I love where they stone and murder. Yeah,
That would be funny to be a strictly old because like the whole point of the Bible is like that the Christianity aspect is the New Testament basically, right? Where like Jesus is like the New Testament.
He's the new. He's fulfilling the old. He's
Wait,
like
were
the
you
fulfillment
Christian?
of everything.
Yeah. So I was raised. I understand not. So my dad, start to finish, read the Bible to me when I was a kid. I'm
For
sure.
the whole
he-
thing?
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm sure
I
he.
never did that.
Yeah.
You should get in there.
I started with the hits. My mom showed me like all these videos of like Jesus and his life and like
Wait,
the things
videos
like,
of Jesus in his life.
yeah, like
What
he
year is
tape
this?
recorded.
Like some guy with a wig on.
Yeah, he's in a basement.
No,
He's
this is
like,
real. They don't
"Hi,
want you to
Dad.
see it."
Nice to meet you. Like he's Santa Claus or something. And I'm real.
Wait, why aren't you into it?
No, I'm not into the Bible. I'm like weird about it. Where I think there's great values because like growing up, genuinely, all my atheist friends had a worse moral code. Not all together, but all my atheist friends would steal from people more, and the Christian friends would do some things.
Dude, I stopped stealing.
Yeah. See, look, the Bible does good things.
Yeah, and
I
I
told
don't
you to
I don't
stop.
even hop the train anymore. I was like, oh, God doesn't like this.
Oh, I
Yeah.
stopped that after my like second catch. You
Oh, you
when
got
they caught me.
caught.
I got caught twice. I think actually wait, no, did I get I think I got caught just once actually. Maybe. Yeah, but after that I was like, I gotta stop doing this.
Yeah,
It's
Bible didn't help
stressful.
that.
yeah. And it is stealing. It is funny. People are like, it's not stealing. Like it is
No,
stealing.
it
I
is.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my thing is like I think I was talking to you about this. I don't judge people for stealing really, but even though I just did in the previous sentence. But I think it's like,
Now you're a new person.
yeah, exactly.
That's what Christianity is all about.
Yeah, but it does bug people when people say things aren't stealing that are stealing. They're like, well, I took something from the store, but that's not stealing. You're like, well, it is stealing. Like, I'm
1000% stealing.
I'm not judging you. I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do things that are probably worse than stealing sometimes.
What do you
but-
do?
What are my worst things I do? I
He
think
has like a body in the
Yeah.
back.
yeah.
Falls out of the
He
fridge.
doesn't have a
Yeah.
girlfriend. It's just like he's like, this is
Yeah,
Angelina.
it's
Or like,
person.
oh
Yeah,
my God.
No, I don't know. It's like, all right, I don't know, but I think that like,
He's avoiding.
Yeah, he's really
He's dodging the
avoiding.
question.
Yeah, oh my god.
What's the worst
He
thing I've
commits
ever
war
done? I don't know.
crimes, this
He just
guy.
kills both of us. And he's like,
Yeah.
all right, that's
Worst crime
From the
today,
bar?
you two. Ah!
well, I have
Yeah,
stolen.
gas comes out.
I've definitely stolen before. So I can't judge anybody. But I think the only thing I don't like about the Bible is I just don't like rigidity. Like, so I don't believe that a lot of it necessarily happened, which is fine. I think it has a great moral compass. A lot of the lessons are great.
Yeah.
But I think we're probably all on the same page with it, where some of it's probably incorrect and kind of like I don't like when people roll with things.
I don't like when people look to it for facts. I look to it for truth about who we are as people. You know.
Wait, what's the difference between facts and truth?
Facts is like it happened. This is exactly how it happened. Truth, like being like we find like things about ourselves that we relate to in these stories.
That's so smart.
You know.
Yeah, that was like
damn. This is such an intellectual. I feel like this isn't Michael Good's.
No, I'm enjoying it. I love religious
He's like,
conversation. No, I do.
I do too.
Yeah. Well, it's also like you can watch Batman and find truth in that, even though it's not a real thing. But you're like, yeah, there's a lot of truth to it.
Oh yeah, I get hype.
You find truth in like people's stand up. You find truth in like comic books and stuff, or like sci-fi.
Yeah.
Things like War of the Worlds. I just found out that was about like. Did you ever read that book?
I saw the movie with Tom Cruise.
Yeah, like aliens.
I didn't see it with him. He was in it. But.
And it was it was based on like it's aliens attacking England, and it was based on like England invading other countries, like with their giant military technology.
Damn.
And so they're like, okay, what if that happened to us? You know.
I didn't know that at all.
It wasn't just like a cool like alien thing.
Yeah,
but you look into like stories like that.
Yeah.
And like a lot of times people are like writing about something else in it, or you can find something to relate your life to in all of this. And that's why people keep reading it and like writing sermons like that guy maybe, even though he wasn't hitting for you.
Yeah.
The new guy wasn't, because I was like, I feel like you don't like women.
Yeah.
But
oh,
then,
that's a good thing to pick up on.
I was like, and then everyone else was like going with it, and then
Yeah.
he kept asking for so much money. I was like,
I did. Oh yeah, he's got like snakes in one end and like a tin in the other.
yeah. I was like,
I saw a Mormon documentary about these like polygamists in Utah who were like fighting for marriage rights, and I started to relate a little bit as a gay person. And I was like, I don't think they like gay people though.
yeah,
Think
no.
about it. Yeah,
You're like, we're all the same team.
yeah.
They're
There's
like, get out of
nothing
here.
about gay people.
Yeah.
If I stepped in, they'd be like, get out of here, faggot. What do you about women?
Damn.
Well,
Wow.
and I would say that's an aspect that like would bother me about Christianity. Is like, I'm not just pandering just because you're here, but like,
Please do.
I know some.
Pander
yeah, please.
away.
Yeah.
But it's like I know somebody who's like a member of a church, and like the priest is like, I'm gay, but every day I pray about it, and then I go home and I have sex with my wife, and that's what. And I'm like,
Oh my
"Ooh."
God.
Yeah, and
Ain't
I'm like, that's
good.
wild. Yeah.
No, you can be gay. It took me a long time to realize I could be gay and have faith at
Yeah,
the same
yeah.
time. And it actually helped me accept myself as a gay person.
I remember when you were
Really?
going through this.
Yeah, yeah. And I called you.
Yeah.
I called
that
you
was
literally.
and then I was like, man, I wish I believed in God.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
And I was like, you could too if you give me $1,000.
Yeah.
If you go through something horrible.
Yeah.
And then
No, it really helped me through, and it helps me like see like my life in like different ways, you know?
that's what everybody keeps telling me. They're like, you're different now, like my vibe. Because I know you guys have known me as an angry person, but I think I'm pretty zen now.
Yeah. I mean, you were zen before too. You know, you had anger. I was angry before
So what you're saying
too,
is
with you.
God didn't want you to show up on time.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying. I don't actually give a fuck.
He's like, I was at church. Actually. I didn't want to look really lame on your podcast.
And I think my aspects that I disliked about were like growing up, I thought that masturbating was a sin.
Oh, me too.
Yeah. And it is, or whatever.
Is it?
No, it's not.
Well, lust is.
I don't think it is. So lust can be a sin. You know, you ever have those moments when you're like, oh, I shouldn't think that about that person. Not
Yeah,
for
yeah.
a religious reason. Just like, oh, I shouldn't, you know?
Yeah.
Like a boundary, kind of.
Right. But
Sounds weird, but I've been avoiding all that stuff since I got into the Bible. So I don't even know what to do.
What to do with what?
Because I was like, is
Lust?
this all a sin? I don't know. Because I'm reading the book and I'm like, I'll find out.
But I think in my opinion, look, I'm not religious, but I wouldn't base your life off what is sinning, what is not sinning. Like,
yeah,
But I
because
think it
again, the
helps.
Bible contradict. Like, also, like, there's things like we say were written by one person and they were actually written by another. You
Yeah.
know, like it's like with a grain of salt, everyone should take it.
Yeah, because it's also like there are weird, like, it's written by so many different people. So, like, I agree with what he's saying.
Over thousands of years.
Yeah.
Too.
So the morals were like, it's like, oh, don't have sex before marriage. People got married when they were like 12 then. So, like, it didn't make, you know what I mean? It's,
What thoughts are you having about
Well,
lust?
No,
Tell
but
me.
I'm like, I don't, not to be gross. Well, actually, I'm not
Please
being
do.
gross, but I don't masturbate. I haven't masturbated in like a long time.
I knew that.
And how did you know?
You talk about
Oh.
it anytime you're like doing stand up. Don't masturbate. Please.
How did you
help
know about
me.
that thing I said on a microphone to a room full of people?
Oh, you
don't.
remembered my
No,
bit?
I had
Wow.
a joke about not having sex. I don't really have sex.
Oh, not having sex. Yeah.
I haven't had sex in a long time.
But
Yeah.
I'm saying that's convenient for you. So like, but I wouldn't.
I don't know if it's convenient.
But what I'm saying is like to say now that somebody else who does have a high sex drive is like now sinning. It seems like an incorrect thing.
I don't know. I'm like torn because I'm like I would like to date, but then I feel like I'm supposed to like follow the Bible.
No. See, I think you're using this incorrectly.
Yeah.
This is where.
But what if I need
Espy's like a nun now.
Yeah.
She pulls out
I
the
like get
habit.
like more like covered
You're
up
a
as
nun.
time goes on?
You're a nun in a leather skirt. I love it. So badass.
So I've been avoiding it because I don't know what to do. I guess I'm trying to figure out my
I think
life.
that's okay to not know what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you have to have sex or not have sex, but I don't think you should let the book dictate what you do.
I feel like that too, though, where I'm like, oh, I need to have sex sometimes.
Well, sometimes I feel like a loser because people are like,
Me
you
too.
haven't, and then I'm
Oh.
like, but I don't want to. Sometimes I feel like when I date people, I fall in love so quickly. So I think I'm being
Yeah.
really careful because it could be just the wrong person.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
I'm like, we're married. And
Me
they're
too.
like, no, we're
I
gone.
fall for someone and
So quick. So I feel like I'm waiting. This sounds lame, but I'm like waiting for God to figure it out.
Yeah, that's fine.
that's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
It's okay to wait.
yeah,
Not for marriage, but
yeah. But what I'm saying,
Well,
Don't
that's
do
what.
that.
Then I was
Yeah.
thinking. So that's what I was thinking. I was like, I might just be celibate till I get married.
okay.
You guys
do
are
you.
like,
you
Yeah,
want
yeah.
to do that? Sure.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
know.
But the problem is like, what happened to me is I had OCD or I have OCD, and I would masturbate, and I thought masturbating was sin. So every time I masturbated, I would think that God like hates me and is punishing me, and that's the wrong.
Do you think that's why you're OCD?
See, that's
No, I think my OCD interpreted something negatively, and it combined
Yeah.
with the document of the Bible that created that.
That's the weird thing about me is like I didn't think God hate. Oh wait, maybe I did think God hated me, but I didn't know what masturbating was until years after
Really?
I was doing it. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I've been doing it for like I think
I didn't know either.
4 years maybe. I've been doing it, and then like a kid on the bus talked about it. I was like, "What is masturbating?"
that you invented it.
I was
You're
like,
I'm really gaming the system. I don't have to fucking do it. Just fuck
I
my
was
head.
like, I am doing something no one's done ever before. I am destroying myself, and it feels amazing.
Destroying myself.
I thought I was like, what the fuck is it? What am I doing? Right?
Yeah.
No one explained it to me. And then the kid just like explained it like it was like when you rub your dick up and down till something comes out.
Till
Yeah.
something goes
And I was so embarrassed that I was doing that. I was like, oh, that sounds like it hurts.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay, weirdo.
Yeah.
Damn.
But I don't think like that whole aspect. I don't think I had like there was times where I blamed the Bible, but the Bible did this. But I'm like, if I have OCD, I could have taken anything and then created that same self disgust. Like
Right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like I'm not blaming the Bible, but I used something incorrectly. So it's like I think it's the same thing with like alcohol or anything. Like there's responsible alcohol use, there's irresponsible.
Yeah.
There's responsible use of the Bible, there's irresponsible use of the
Yeah,
Bible.
there's like secular people who don't masturbate too for like they're trying to like I don't know save their semen or they're trying to
the-
focus or something.
Yeah.
Or,
The no fap community.
Yeah, no,
The no fap.
ew.
That gets a little risky though, because there's a lot of
no fap cum.
yeah.
I
There's
love my community.
yeah, there are a lot of those dudes who are into like there's like a weird alt-right non-jerk off scene
Yeah.
that gets intense.
That
It's gonna
sounds
help them
creepy.
for the war.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And after the war, they're just gonna jerk off all the time.
Yeah.
Damn.
But it's also probably different for women than men, because I think if guys don't jerk off, I think bad things happen. Like they get aggressive, they fight people.
Yeah. Sometimes I get a little antsy, and then I've messed up once, and I did it, and then I was like, "Am I going to hell?" And then I got all
that's
concerned.
you shouldn't do that. That's
There are times if I'm not getting laid,
And then
for
I
a
cried.
while-
I was like, "I'm a bad person."
if I'm not getting laid for a while, I start having thoughts. I'm like, fuck, no, I need to go get laid or something.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
well, I think it's like, yeah, definitely don't be hard. Like I don't think there's
Yeah.
any part of the Bible that wants you to be hard on yourself for any of that. I mean, I don't know.
No.
Yeah.
Like it's-
That's a weird God to be like, I'm going to put all these temptations when you fuck them up. I'm gonna
Yeah.
be really
It's
pissed at
about
you.
God loves you, and
Yeah.
is with you. you
Yeah,
know, the
and these
whole
are all people
time.
that wrote the thing. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like all these people wrote a book and they're misinterpreting a lot of it, but some of them are onto something interesting. It's like anything, you know? So it's like to think that one person, like it's not all of the Bible is the word of God. It's all the word of God in the sense that it's like all thoughts come from him, I guess, right?
Why are you looking to me?
Yeah,
You're
you know
the
more about it.
expert.
Yeah. But it's like the word of God. But it's like if 10 of us like
So there's some churches that, like after a reading, people will say the word of the Lord or something.
Right.
Some places will, instead of that, say, hear what the Spirit is saying to God's people.
Oh, okay.
Instead of saying this is the word coming down.
Right.
Instead it's like God saying it through the people.
Right. Yeah.
Or like nudge, like giving them inspiration.
Yeah.
Inspiration rather than like saying like someone being a conduit or like a I don't know, like a exorcism thing where they're just like being possessed by something.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But it's like
this is gonna happen to you, SB.
But it's like the same what is it like it's like the same aspects that you feel bad for that could be the same aspects that could make a gay person feel bad for being gay, could just for their own like feelings.
I know. I was like, I don't want to, because I was like, if I mess up, then I feel so bad. And I'm like,
Yeah, but
damn.
But you're human.
Yeah.
You know? That's kind of like a big thing in Christianity too, is that like you're going to mess up over and over, and that's
Oh my
okay
God.
as long as you I mean, like in life, you're going to mess up in life over and over again.
Yeah.
Damn.
And
You just think you just become Christian, you just make no mistakes.
I'm like, I'm going to be a nun
I'm going to
now.
baptize her on camera.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
gonna
I
be the
should get
best
baptized.
podcast
Do I have to get
episode.
baptized?
Jesus said you have to, yeah.
Have you been baptized?
Yeah. But I'm
Hey,
also not
have you?
religious.
I've never gotten baptized.
Oh, okay, then he
Well, then
said
don't
you
come on
got
here
to.
pretending you're a Christian.
Yeah.
You're not like us. Yeah.
Yeah, us bros. We're
Yeah. Don't even
followers
try.
of Jesus.
Damn, I got to go get baptized.
I mean, if you want to, like,
Yeah. I feel like you're really. I think you're misinterpreting. Like God's not up there. I don't think just like SB got
your
this.
interpretation's wrong,
Yeah.
SB.
Yeah.
I've been trying to follow it as closely as possible.
This might get weird. She might be
Yeah.
doing weird like food stuff from like the Old Testament.
It's not a rule book.
Yeah.
It's a book about like who you are inside.
But I think it's been helping me be a better person.
I didn't know you had a singing voice.
Yeah, I know. God, that was nice.
Yeah, I majored in music.
Damn.
That was nice.
Yeah.
I'm a triple
That's
threat.
pleasant.
I'm gay, Christian, and a musician.
What
Triple
part?
threat.
What part of the Bible like made you feel comfortable with your sexuality?
God loves you.
Yeah.
I feel like it says a lot that God wants you to be happy.
Yeah.
So then you shouldn't be hard on yourself if he loves.
Jesus never said anything about homosexuality, too.
Yeah.
Ever. Maybe they edited that out.
Yeah.
It's like, this isn't going to hit.
This isn't going to slap.
Yeah, this doesn't slap.
Well, there's like weird things, right? Like the Bible always has these weird things, and it's also all kinds of people. So like, there's people that wrote it, which was like multiple different people, and there's people interpreting what they wrote in different languages.
Mm-hmm.
So like, there are certain things that like there's one thing about not lying with another man, but people are like that could have been misinterpreted so many different ways.
There's so much context to be surrounding that stuff.
Yeah. So it's like, who knows? But don't be hard on yourself. And the reason I like the teaching. Jesus, like his moral code seemed great. For the most part, I was like, this seems like the ideal human being. So I like what Jesus was teaching. The forgiveness, especially the forgiveness.
The forgiveness stuff is huge. I used to not forgive anybody. I would just hold it all in.
Yeah.
And I was like so angry all the time.
It took me a while to realize like I can forgive people over time too. Like maybe I'm angry now and I'm not ready to forgive just yet. I don't have to forgive immediately if I'm not ready.
I didn't realize it makes you feel better. I was always like, when people were like, it's for you. And I was like, shut the fuck up. And I was
forgiving?
like, because I would like just hold grudges with everybody. And then now I'm like, it's better for me just to wish them well. And I think as I've gotten happier, I realized when I was like angry all the time, I didn't feel good. So when I see someone that's like a douche, I'm like, they're probably not happy.
Yeah.
I just realized you're wearing the cross earrings. God, you're really...
This is a totally different SB.
I need to get baptized.
Yeah.
Am
You
I
need to be
allowed
careful.
to?
SB's gonna come back with like a
Anyone's
branding
allowed
of a
to get
cross.
baptized.
Well, I thought babies just get baptized.
No, anybody,
No.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, like grown adults get baptized all the time.
Do I get dipped somewhere?
Yeah.
If you want, yeah.
Yeah.
We can dip you in the Hudson. And you can
Yeah.
come up with another eye on your forehead. And be like, she is awakened.
I gotta ask somebody to baptize me.
I know some people.
Yeah.
I mean, I could. I'm not
Really?
saying I should, but like, any
Should we-
Christian can baptize somebody.
I
My
didn't
mom
know that.
baptized me when I was born. Because now this is for a toxic reason though. She believed in limbo. Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah.
Wait, like the area between
Hell.
Or-
and-
Yeah, but it's where, well, that's like, there's like purgatory, which is where you go if you're not ready for heaven. That's in Catholicism. I don't believe in that. I think they got rid of that a while ago, too.
Catholicism?
Yeah. Have you
They
heard
got
of
rid
it?
of limbo, not Catholicism.
Oh, limbo.
Have you
limbo.
heard of Catholicism?
No, my parents were Catholic.
Yeah. Okay. You just said that like Catholicism? What?
Yeah.
I thought you were saying they got rid of Catholicism.
Yeah. I
Oh,
see how that
no.
could be
No,
confusing,
that's here to stay
yeah.
until the
yeah.
end.
Yeah.
It's too ancient. But no, like limbo is where like babies go if they were unbaptized.
And they die.
Yeah. Like you.
Oh my
You-
God, I need to get baptized.
It's like a
No,
realm of.
You're getting focused on all the wrong details.
I'm just scaring her, and I'm not trying to.
I'm like,
No.
somebody dunk me right now.
But so when I was born, she was scared because, like, she in her heart, she was like, "Oh, like that." But God wouldn't do that. But then when I was born, you're not taking chances when you're.
Yeah.
So she's like, "Give them to me," and so she was like, "All right, you're not going to limbo." There.
Damn.
That is funny to think about God with just like a handful of babies. He's like, I don't know what to do with these. He's like, I can't. I'm not gonna throw them in hell, but I'm not
Yeah.
heaven. I guess
They're not my kids.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know. What do I do?
Somebody left these here. Yeah.
Give them to Child Protective Services.
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
limbo.
Damn.
Yeah.
So you can baptize people. You can.
No, I'm not a Christian.
Wait, were you
I thought you
baptized
said you
a
were
Christian?
Christian.
I was baptized as a Christian. So that means I can now baptize. But
You could,
as an
yeah, I
agnostic
guess.
person, I don't know if I
You're
can.
really
Oh, you're
supposed to. So
agnostic.
depending on like the denomination, you're really supposed to do it with like if like you need to at the moment baptize them. If you
You can put it on your resume.
what that I can,
can
baptize.
baptize.
people? Yeah.
That's
That'll
hilarious.
work
Applying for like a
so well at HR.
yeah.
At IT.
If
They're
anybody
like,
fucks
great,
up,
we needed one.
yeah. If anybody fucks with his office, we don't have to fire him. I'll
Yeah.
baptize him, forgive them their sins. We bring him
Wait,
back in.
Michael, this is ending with a baptism in your
Yeah.
It's like some dawn. This whole podcast. I could. I mean, I could, but you're like supposed to do it with like a priest in front of a bunch of people and
Oh.
like at the next opportune time that you have. But I could if you really want to. I would.
Wow.
Wait,
I would do it for you.
Aw.
I have a question. Did you almost get hit by a bus and now you're becoming religious?
No.
Is this a clear?
Very, very fair.
Yeah.
Before I let you in the club.
Yeah.
Are you doing this for the right reasons, Espi, or did you just have a come to Jesus?
No,
moment?
I went through a breakup and then I lost a friend and then my uncle died. It was like all at
Yeah,
once,
yeah,
like
yeah.
boom,
That's
boom,
a great
boom.
rule of threes.
And
Yeah,
then
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and I was like, oh my God. And then I was like so upset and I was just like, I don't even know what to do. So then I went
Yeah.
to church.
Well, and I think that forgiveness, like for me, it's like that helps me a lot with stuff because I think that like if you could forgive other people, then I think sometimes you learn how to forgive yourself a little bit. And you're like, oh, if this person made a mistake, I should forgive them, and then I could forgive myself for making mistakes. And then also like you were saying about the anger thing, it's like I'll hate people, and then like one of my bosses, my old job. I'm saying old job because this podcast is backlogged. Next Friday is my last Friday working there,
Oh.
but. The woman like just I can't stand her, but I'm like, oh, she's probably going through something really hard, and then it allows you to not hate a person because you're like, all right,
Absolutely.
all those person's annoying the shit out of me. You're like, oh, I can forgive them in a way, and then it makes. 'Cause I think a huge problem is pride with people. Nobody wants to like lose an argument, so it like really causes like serious conflict
Yeah.
in like just so many aspects of
Well,
society.
especially today, since we're so argumentative and everyone needs to pick a side on
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
they're not even allowed room to think on
Yeah, yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
You know, it's like it's so easy to just like get caught up in your pride, like you're saying.
Yeah, and people would just never end the argument because they don't want to give anybody a little bit of room. And it's like there's also time like in personal relations. I'm sure you guys both had this where like one person doesn't want to compromise slightly.
Mhm.
Because they don't want to forgive the other person for something they did. And it's like, oh, we would have both been better. We can just kind of
Just
brush
both
things
move
off.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I've had to forgive myself so much when I was drinking. And so then I'm like, I feel like anytime I've messed up, I learned something. So I try not to be stubborn, like, because I used to be really argumentative. But then now I'm like, I feel like I learn more if I just chill and like listen.
Yeah.
Because I also kind of believe, I'm like, I do think everybody's trying their best at any given moment. So I feel like, I'm like, there's a reason why you're like this. Because even the guy I nearly maced on the train, I kind of felt bad after. I was like,
Yeah.
damn, I'm
Right.
trying to figure out the better way I look like a crazy person because I do have an anger problem, but then I'm trying to figure out how to not blow up. So like the other day I was on the train and there were these like girls standing and they were being so loud and they were blocking seating, but they weren't paying attention. And the old me would have been like, yo, what the fuck, move over. But then I was like, just sit down somewhere else. And I was just like heavy breathing. And I was like, what could I do to not be mad at them? Like, I was like trying to figure out a way to talk to them without blowing up. And then some lady came on and she saw me like staring at them. She kind of smiled because she knew. She was like, it's annoying. And she was like, can I sit there? And I was like, yo, this lady's a genius.
Yeah.
And then they just moved. I was like,
Just for not
damn.
exploding. Yeah.
But I'm trying to figure out because I blow up so fast. So now there's a little bit of space where I'm like, wait, just don't do anything. And then try and find a solution. But sometimes I'm so mad. I'm like, what could the solution be?
It takes you out of the connection with people, which I think is what makes it like they say like anger is a sin for that reason.
Damn,
it
I've been
separates you from people.
Don't be so
No,
hard on yourself.
no. Oh my God, I can't baptize you. I can't encourage this. Damn, I'm sinning now. No, but like, anger, like it separates you from people. If like we're saying, like you can get so rigid in your anger that like you lose that connection with people. And that was the whole point of Jesus becoming human, to connect, like say like
God and to people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gave a
This is so
sermon.
different from my last episode. Had Alan Fitzgerald on, just
He's like,
The history of farting.
Somebody's ass is on.
Yeah, but I do love like these religious because it is fascinating to me, and I think it's funny too because like it's weird with the comedy stuff because it's like anger can suck. It's like it's like a month ago, but like I flipped out on a group of women. I called them cunts at a show, and it wasn't funny in any way. But if I would have been less angry, because I think there's a way to like. And I think people fail at a lot of comedy because they're too emotionally attached. Like they'll like, you ever see somebody do like a bad parody of something? You're like, oh, this is just, you just hate this person you're making fun of. So it's not funny, but it's like, I still want to make fun of people. That's what I like. So it's like somebody can annoy you in a way, but not anger you. And you can, or just get you in a certain way that I want to be able to like, oh, okay, I can see something silly about them, but also not dislike them. Just
I've gotten too mad at people before too. Now I'm way more like relaxed on stage. Cause I also realized I was like, sometimes people just don't know.
Yeah.
They're like dumb. And then I'm like, there's a way to like make fun of them while keeping it lighthearted. Because I've like ripped into people and everybody's like uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And then now I'm like, okay, you can do this in a nice way.
Yeah. Or you can be like, exactly. It's like, you can like make fun of something. Cause like, I don't ever feel like I do like making fun of things, but you can make fun of things with like a lack of animosity towards it and just be like, oh, this is something I'm joking about.
Totally.
And like, this is just my funny viewpoint on this, but it's not like me being like, this person's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
I'm just like, this guy has a man bun and I'm going to make fun of it. Yeah.
Sometimes I go into a show thinking like, oh, I'm angry. I can rant about this. And then I'm like, wait, I don't want to be angry in front of all these people. I want us to have a good time.
It doesn't really work.
Sometimes.
I don't think.
For certain people,
Yeah.
I've seen Tim Dillon just rip into a woman. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen. He was so mean.
That it's so, but it takes a long time to get there.
Yelling's hard. Even
they talked
yelling,
about Bill Burr, like how like people were telling him it's going to be a while till you can figure out your
Rage.
how you can make your rage funny.
But he's so lovable.
Yeah, and he
But that
probably
took time,
worked to
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I've heard him say too, like I'm not actually angry when I'm up there. He says like if I'm angry, then it turns into a bad show because like he's not having fun. He's just being angry. Then like I can relate to that. If I'm just like angry on stage, then I'm like, oh, we're not having a good time. I've just
People
have a
can pick up
captive venting audience.
the vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, they can sense like they start to get a little afraid. Their instincts kick in.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. It's yeah. I agree.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wait, what else is
I
this?
keep drawing everything to a serious.
What other sins are there? There's anger.
Okay, these weren't like recorded down. Like people like compiled these. And
Yeah.
The hits of sin.
The hits.
So
Is that in the Old Testament?
There's lust, greed, anger, pride,
leather skirts.
yeah,
No, I'm just kidding.
crystals.
Yeah.
No,
I'm like, do you have new clothes?
guys, I need to focus. Pride, greed, lust, gluttony, eating too much.
Damn, I love eating.
Well, eating. SV.
This is your addict personality taking over other
You're getting
aspects.
addicted.
Yeah.
To Christianity.
Well, I've seen that happen to people too. Like they get addicted to like Christianity or religion or something, and they're just like it's like they delve into it or something.
Well, here's the
And
thing.
I'm not
so
saying that's you. I'm not. Okay, don't.
You guys are like, but I've been using it, but I've been comparing it to quantum physics too, because what is it called? What's the thing like do you guys know anything about quantum physics?
No.
No.
I don't
Okay.
know what any of that means.
What?
No.
Okay.
I'm religious.
Yeah.
They kind of go together, but quantum physics is like it's like
Physics is like motion, right? It's like
yeah,
things
but this
moving.
one's like very on like a tiny level like in the atom. But there's certain things that happen that they don't really know how to explain. It's just been observed, but it's like if you act on something, like let's say I touch this and then it has an effect on something in like California or China
Oh, like
or
the
whatever.
butterfly effect.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
But there are like real studies, but I just noticed like I feel like if you change your energy, like kind of how I've been like getting religious and then my energy's changed, it's like opened up a lot more for me with people. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of quantum physics that I feel like connects with religion.
And well, like, wow, I'm not seeing the connection, but
yeah.
yeah.
I agree.
I've tried so hard. Like, so basically so I feel like here's an example. So my parents aren't like getting along with my brother right now. And then he's just like not talking to them anymore. And they were like,
Is he
we
a
don't know what to
proton?
do. He's not.
so stupid. I'm saying.
He's a person. But I was telling them, I was like, what I think you need to do now is like forgive him because I think that energy change will affect him without you like talking to him.
Yeah.
And I think that when I like have a shift in energy, because I feel like there were people in comedy I like had beef with.
Yeah.
And then like I was like, oh, I forgive them. Didn't go up to them. And then some people came up to me, like in one night it was like 2 people. And they were like, oh, hey, sorry. Like, we, like, cleared it up. And I was like, that's crazy because I didn't do anything. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I feel like something had changed in me and then that changed for them.
That's a good point. Yeah, I've never had those physical beefs. I only have the beefs in my own head. I'm looking through somebody's reel and I'm like, fucking hack. So that'd be weird to forgive them. Be like, look, I forgive you for doing
Well, you could
comedy
forgive them in
like,
the
wait,
privacy
what?
of your home. But I don't
annoyed
mean like
me with your reels.
you don't have to like tell.
Yeah, you have no idea how many nights I would just hate watch your reels.
It was a problem. I'd send reels to people.
I
and be
muted everybody.
Like, yeah,
You're like, fuck this guy.
it's
Yeah.
crazy. And then I'm like, all right. And then I eventually got to a point where like now if I think something's like, but I still will make fun of things in like a non-spiteful way where I'm like, this is hilarious. Like there was one of this guy who's doing like the typical crowd work and he's like, you guys should fuck. And then it escalates to, and this is not anybody we know. This is somebody randomly. And the video is going viral. So I'm not the only one commenting on it. But then the guy gets the whole audience to call the guy like a pussy ass bitch, and like they all just were ready to do it. And then some random guy gives the guy on stage like Patron, and then a strobe light comes out, and I was like, "This is the wildest thing."
Wow.
But I could see it
Damn.
from like a funny perspective, be like, "All right, this is hilarious." Like it is hacky, but I'm like, it's very funny.
Yeah.
But I'm not going like, "Look at this guy up at the." The worst is I was at the Pear looking at the wall recently, and I was like,
Oh, I remember. I was there.
I was like, I should be on this wall. And I'm like, I am on this wall. My picture's right over there. I was like, why was I looking in spite with a person? I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like, I'll look at shows and I'll be like, oh, why don't I do? And I'm like, I've done that show twice. Why am I
Yeah.
mad that I'm not booked on it this week? It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a mentality sometimes.
For sure. And it's
Yeah.
directly correlated with how I feel about myself and how the whole
it
thing's
always
doing.
is. I feel like the way people treat you is the way they feel about themselves.
Yeah. I do feel bad. We do, because we started a little later. We're going to have to wrap up pretty soon here.
Oh, because of Espi? Wow.
Yeah.
I'm not going to forgive that.
Yeah.
I think you're sending a lot, Espi.
Well, I have to leave too because I'm glad you said that because I have to host Old Man Hustle,
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Lower East Side or Brooklyn?
Brooklyn.
I was going to go to Brooklyn for that.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah.
Where are you going?
I'm cleaning up, and then I might end up there at some point. So maybe I'll run into you.
I'll
Wow.
baptize you on the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll sneak you in.
Thanks.
Yeah, don't do it with any water in New York. I mean, I guess the tap water
The
is the
tap
best
water
here.
is great.
Yeah.
But
Or like a puddle in the subway.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
I'll just like.
Oh.
Any pool though here, I don't trust any pool in New York.
The chlorine.
I just don't want to
I don't
trust
think
it.
that's a part of baptism.
No. I mean,
I don't think it's
Can we just get
anti-baptism.
some
It's
water
a
from the
symbol.
Yeah.
It's a fucking symbol.
church? Should I get distilled water?
Yeah, it's got to have Christ in it. So if you could find some of that, which you can in New York, you can find anything here.
Well, wait, there's
No, I'm just joking.
Oh,
It's
okay. Now I'm
literally a
unearthing.
symbol.
Yeah. Okay, so there's holy water is just a sip, but there's no specific way that. But just by
I can't order it off Amazon.
Yeah, you could. You can order anything off Amazon.
Holy water.
Yeah, you can order like communion wafers off Amazon.
That's a fun appetizer to just have. I just had bring it to like a Super Bowl party. Like, I brought the way.
That'd be such a power move. A Super Bowl party with a bowl full of communion wafers, and people were just like,
Yeah. Just dipping it in buffalo chicken dip.
yeah,
Yeah,
give
7
it
layer
some
dipping,
flavor.
yeah.
Yeah, dipping in hummus or something.
Yeah.
Give it just water. Just shove it down.
You'd be really awkward about it, though. There's like a Jewish guy there. You're like, I see you didn't have any of the wafers. You know,
Wait, do I have to drink wine?
What?
Do I have to drink
no,
wine?
people
Oh.
do grape juice, or the bread's enough too.
Yeah,
you can just
yeah.
have the bread because there are people who
The
are
body
like,
of Christ
yeah,
and the blood of Christ.
Yeah.
yeah. So the blood's the wine,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then the body is you can just have one.
I
or the
relapse.
because
Yeah.
there's some people who are like gluten free, so they'll just drink the wine.
Oh.
And then there's also gluten free wafers too, which taste horrible.
But
So I
but,
feel
to,
so bad. For
but to
them.
your point earlier, it's all symbolic. So you don't like there's
yeah,
yeah,
that
there's-
you're a part of like
So I can use like a cheese nip or something.
no.
you don't yeah. Well, you don't even. There's a lot of Christianities that don't even do communion.
Yeah.
So you don't have to.
Damn.
We do got to wrap up though. I'm sorry.
Oh
okay,
yeah,
sorry.
okay.
Well,
What do you guys want to promote? Instagrams.
Not Anne Frank on Instagram, 2Ks, not 3 because that would be weird, and not 1 because a girl took that.
Oh, yeah.
and Espi Rivadeneira, ESPIRIVADENEIRA.
Perfect. All right. Thank you. This was a lot less pedophile jokes than normally, but, but it was good. It was awesome. All right. Peace.